Hello everyone, myself Anuradha from 8th standard, A Plus Academy Kalburgi. Today we will be discussing on the history chapter, which is the Egyptian civilization, which is one of the most prominent and advanced civilization of this world. And we can even say it the most advanced and one of the oldest civilization of the world. We all know that many other civilizations took place during the time of the Indus Valley civilizations, which are the Egyptian civilization, the Mesopotamian civilization, Roman civilization and the Chinese civilizations, which flourished in the various parts of Europe, Africa and Asia. And today we will be discussing on the Egyptian civilization, which could take birth due to the presence of river Nile in the Africa. The inscriptions, temples, architecture, pyramids and the sculptures tell us a lot about the grandeur of Egypt, and their first contribution is the calendar. The calendar which helped us in measuring the time. It was a major contribution of Egyptians to us. The second is the irrigation system. They built a very complex system of irrigation which helped the local people of the Egyptian civilization and fed them very well. The next is the art of writing. The Egyptians mastered the art of writing nearly 2000 BCE ago. It was a symbolic language consisting of small drawings and was called as hieroglyphics, or we can call it even as the sacred writings. The priests were the scholars and were handed the responsibility for protecting the written documents. The Egyptians believed the life after the death. They believed that the man had to give the account of deeds to the most powerful god of the life after death, who was the Osiris. They believed that this life was temporary and just was needed for preparing for the next life. It was believed that the person would get alive after the death. So the dead body would be smeared with a lot of chemicals and was preserved, and it was coated and wrapped with a thin layer of cloth. It was kept in a specially designed coffin. The stuff for the daily needs like a doll of the barber, a chef and the clothes, accessories were all kept around the dead body. The dead body was preserved in the way that anything wouldn't harm them. So the preserved dead body was called as the mummy. In the beginning, the Egyptians built their graves on the boulders by carving on the hills. As they moved the north, they had to build artificial hills for this purpose. Many tall towers were built to preserve the eternal sleep for the dead. The kings and the wealthy merchants vied with each other to build the taller and taller buildings. However, the Great Pyramid of Giza is the most tallest pyramid of the world, which was built by the King Khufu. After him, his son and his grandson built the two pyramids, which were slightly smaller than the Great Pyramid of Giza. And the Greeks called these structures as the pyramids. The Egyptian kings were known as the pharaohs, which means the one who lives in the palatial house. The people of Egypt who accepted the rules of the powerful Osiris now came under the rule of the pharaohs. After leading a free and prosperous lives for the 20 centuries, Egypt came under the rule of the Hyksos, which was a Arabian shepherd tribe, which attacked them and established their control over the Egypt. However, they didn't become so famous because they looted the money and tortured the native people. The Jews who came wandering through the deserts in the search of the shelter were also hated by the Egyptians. The Jews helped the Hyksos in collecting the tax in their administration. After 500 years, in the 1700 BCE, the people of Thebes rose in revolt against the Hyksos and were successful in driving the Hyksos out of their country. After 1,000 years, the Egypt again came under the rule of the Cambyses of Assyria, Cambyses of Persia. Alexander the Great occupied Egypt in the 4th century BCE. From then, the Egypt became the province of Macedonia. At last came the Romans in the 39th BCE. The Egyptian queen Cleopatra tried her best to protect her country. It was said that the Romans feared her beauty more than her troops. Caesar's successor, his nephew, defeated the troops of Cleopatra, and when he tried to take her away with the chows of the battle, she consumed poison and ended her life. And from then the Egypt became the province of the Rome, and this is how the grandeur of Egypt was there. And also, if you want to learn some creativity, please join the A Plus Academy Kalburgi. Thank you very much for having the patience and watching my video. Hope you have learned something valuable from my video. Thank you.